Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX, and it is interesting because it looks as if it was presenting a bear flag. So that's why we have these yellow lines marked here, but we'll wait and see on that one, right? So the support for VIX at this point is 1319, and we've broken past that place. The resistance was at, let's see, 1331. So from 1331 down to 1319 was our support and our resistance. We are under the 5 EMA, and we've broken out of that area of the gathering spot, right? So are we going to continue to the downside? It looks as if that is what it's trying to do. So it could very well come back and retest this 1284, which is the low from this Friday's candle. Yes. So I would say just trade carefully today. Today's going to be an interesting day. The way the SPY sold off yesterday and ran back up. Not yesterday, how the SPY sold off on Friday, and ran all the way back up at the end of the day. So I would say, y'all, just trade carefully today. So as of now, our trouble places for the VIX is right here at 1339, which is the 200 EMA, 1347, and 1375, which brings us to that ATR trail and stop at 1380. So I would definitely watch those areas. We will first need to get back above the 5 EMA to make it to those places. So at this point, we can go in either direction, right? Just know if we break this area of where we are now under this 1285, we could very well come back down and retest this 1244 in the 1240 area, and then again at the 1236. So I would definitely watch the VIX if you trade this SPY, right? Let me say that. So normally when the VIX is down, that means the SPY is up. So let's go to the SPY and see where we are today. Again, this is pre-market. Anything can change when the bell rings. So as of now, pre-market support is at 527.89, resistance at 528.51. We did test this 529. However, we got rejected. So that pre-market high of 529, we could very well come back and retest that. But as you can see, we've been trading in this zone, since Friday. Not too high, not too low. We're just trading in the gathering spot. So I would say definitely just pay attention to your charts. As of now, we are above that 528.51. The high of this candle is 528.70, but it looks like we're struggling in this area. So we are above the 5 EMA, above 528.33. I would definitely set an alert above this, 528.75 area. It will need to close above that. Even it needs to make higher highs in order to get confirmation that it is trying to go back to the upside. Let's say that. So where are our trouble places for the SPY as of now? We could very well come back to the high of this candle at 528.93 or the 529. And looking at it on a higher time frame, just know that we are going to have trouble here at this 530.34, and it could very well continue climbing. Let me say that. I mean, again, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in the market. Again, it can come back up on this 4-hour chart. Looking at it at 530.35. Keep in mind, SPY normally moves about $4.37. So that has changed, right? So I would definitely say if I traded the SPY today, I would trade carefully, watch those levels to the upside. So let's look to the downside. We will need to again close under this 5 EMA, come back down under the 20 EMA and retest this 527.89. So below 527.73 is where my alert is. Below that, we can come back and retest 527.11 and this ATR trail and stop at 526.67, which is right at the 50 EMA. So to me, that's like a double support area, right? So if we should come back to the downside, I would definitely watch the 526.70, 526.67 area. If by chance we break that, we can come back to 525.93. So I would definitely say, y'all, today is going to be an interesting day. So let's go to Tesla and see where we are. Tesla is Tesla. We are definitely trading in that gathering spot. We came pre-market, the low the gathering spot basically is right here at the 178.24. This is our 4 o'clock candle. We did make a low of 177.72, but as you can see, price has been kind of like hanging out in this area here. So I have the resistance was marked at 178.43. We are above that, but we just got rejected at the 178.58, which was a previous support and or resistance. So, and we got rejected here at 178.80. So Tesla's having trouble as of now at the 178.58, 178.80. So it would need to clear, to the upside. It would need to retest this and close above these levels in order to get some type of confirmation that we're going back to the upside. So right now we are above the 5 EMA, which is good, but again, that 178.43 below that is going to be a trouble place for us, and below the 178.24 is another trouble place for us. So I will watch Tesla. If it breaks below 177.97, we can come back and retest the 177.68, which is really close to this 177.70. So if we break the 177.70 area, we can come back to 177.51 and again at 177.35. So it looks like we're having a little trouble at this 177.58 area. So I would definitely watch that if I traded Tesla today. To the upside, just know that our trouble places are 178.58, 178.80, 178.92. Now, can we break above all of that? We definitely can. Tesla is Tesla. Keep in mind, it normally moves $6.90 per day. And looking at it on this daily chart, it looks like we are just, consolidating. The chart is just interesting. Just looking at Tesla, looks like we're not really we're moving sideways or just not really going anywhere. So if I traded Tesla today, again, y'all just watch. So I would watch those levels. Be very, very careful. This is NVDA, and NVDA normally moves $43.50 per day. There is some gaps, as you can see on this daily chart, to the downside that's going to need to be filled to the downside. And looking at it on the 30-minute chart, I had support marked at 1124.72 and resistance at 1129.92. And as you can see, we keep hitting this area here, so we could very well break through this. Just know that we can break through, but we're going to have trouble here at 1134.62, 1140.05. Those are going to be trouble places for us. We will need to clear those areas. And then again, here at 1154.38, those are trouble places for us to the upside. Now, to the downside, we will need to close under the 5 EMA, which is at 1127.69. And then know that, again, 1124.72, 1123.78 are support areas for NVIDIA at this point. And if we should break this 1124.72, we can come back and retest this 20 EMA, which is right here at 1134. That's 1114.34. And so that is an area of support, 1114.34 and 1115.55. I would definitely watch those areas, 1114 and 1115. I will watch those areas as support. And if we should break that, then 1112.17 is another area of support, which our ATR trail and stop is down here at 1105.49. Just keep in mind, it moves about $40-something per day, so it can move in either direction, up or down. So I would definitely, if I traded NVIDIA today, I would watch those levels. Just know that, we do have trouble on this. Looking at it on the 1 hour chart, we have trouble at the 1142.08, which is our ATR trail and stop here. So we will need to break through all of those 1134 area and then again at the 1140 area, only to to have another trouble place here at 1142.08. So I would say trade carefully today, y'all. It looks as the market is going to do what it does. I would say wait and allow the the trade to come to you and not rush into the trade. AMD is interesting today, so I'm going to go back to the 30-minute chart. AMD is up pre-market, and let's see. It has broken out of the gathering spot. Looking at it on this 30-minute chart, 168.95 is where I have as support and resistance at 169.49. It broke out we made a high of 170 here, 170.01. We just made a new high of 170.20, which is above that 169.87 area. So it looks as if it's trying to break out of the gathering spot. As you can see here, this price just consolidated here, gathered together here, broke out of this area, looking at it on this 30-minute chart, and made a high of 170.20. So I would say I would definitely watch that 169.37 because it needs to 169.87. It will need to stay above that to continue to the upside. So just know that AMD is up pre-market. There's going to be a gap to the downside that needs to be filled. So I'm going to look at the places to the downside right now. Under the 5 EMA is 169.51, which we have support at 169.07, 169.11, 168.95, 168.61, 168.08, and 167.85, which is the 20 EMA. We could come all the way back down to the 50 EMA at 166.61. So I would definitely watch those areas if I traded AMD today. All of those gray shaded areas are just previous support and or resistance. And let's see how much AMD normally moves on a daily basis. And I know my charts are a little bit different on the daily chart because I have so much marked on them. So it normally moves $7.01 per day, and it too is just a bunch. To me, it reminds me of how Tesla's daily chart look. I would say trade carefully. If I traded AMD today, I would definitely watch those levels, set your alerts, and make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering your trade. It is going to gap up, so there is going to be a gap to the downside. Trade carefully today. Mara is an inside week candle, and let's see, Mara, I'm going to give the triggers to that. If it breaks above 22.27, then 22.86 is the target to the upside, and that's a weekly target. Now to the downside, if it breaks below 18.90, then the weekly target is 18.87. And Mara normally moves about $1.79 per day. So if you trade Mara, I would say trade carefully. Those are the levels for the week. And as you can see, it looks like it's trying to break out of a gathering spot on the daily chart. We came down under the 50 EMA, but we're back right now resting on the 50 EMA. So I would definitely watch Mara if that's something that you trade carefully. NIO is an inside week candle, and I will give the triggers for that one also. If NIO should break above $5.51, which we have already reached the target, $5.54 would be the target. We made a high of $5.60, so I would definitely watch NIO today. It is right at the 5 EMA, which is at 5.52. If it falls below this and closes below this, then 5.42 and 5.26 are areas of support or are trouble places, and it could come back down to the 5.15. NIO normally moves about 36 cents per day, but as you can see, we are above that. So I would definitely say it closed at 5.39 and we hit a high of 5.60. I would watch NIO. If that's something that you trade today, trade carefully, right? So we're going to go back and do a recap. There was another one, Lucid. Lucid is an inside week candle, and if Lucid breaks above $2.92, then $2.94 is the target. That's a weekly target. And if it breaks below 265, then the weekly target is 262. And it too has broken out. It's riding the 5. It's above the 5 EMA. So I would definitely say I would watch Lucid and NIO today. Lucid normally moves about 21 cents per day, and it's creating a gathering spot here. So we may have a move to the upside or to the downside, y'all. I always say trade carefully. Don't rush into your trades. Allow your trades to come to you. So we're going to go back to the SPY just to see where we are as of now. SPY is still trading in that gathering spot. We're right, kind of like still in the same area. I would definitely set my alert above, the 528.86. If SPY break and close above that area, we could very well go back to the upside. To the downside, my alert is set at 527.73. It just lets me know where the SPY is at that time. So yeah, I'll go back to Tesla really quick. Tesla is getting rejected here at this ATR trailing stop. As you can see, we tested it and got rejected here. So right now, 179, 179.16, we just came and got tested this area, broke out of the gathering spot, as you can see, but look how tested, got rejected, and it's coming back down. So I always say, y'all, wait. And it's so important that we look at a higher time frame, because you need to know where we're going to have trouble before you enter the trade. So I would have known, if I was trading Tesla, that there's possibly going to be trouble at the 179.16 if I was in this trade, so that when I go to a smaller time frame, let's see, so that when I go to the smaller time frame, I can see that, yeah, I'm going to have trouble in this area. So I would have marked this area here, moved to a smaller time frame. I knew that Tesla would have some type of trouble in this area, and it did. So I would definitely say it's important for you to go back and look at the higher time frames and see where you're going to have trouble, and know that before you enter the trade. Yeah, so y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I am super, super excited. I hope that everyone have a very profitable day, a very productive day, y'all. And I always like to leave you with this, y'all. Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.